because the Prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a model of coexistence. And we live in pluralist societies where we've got to work together and actually understand each other and even acknowledge each other's differences. For me, that's a really major part of my work, and also opening up the discourse that isn't limited to extremism and radicalization and terrorism, because this isn't the narrative that Muslims should be pushed into. Hey Salam, my name is Remona Aly and I am a freelance journalist. I focus on faith, lifestyle and identity. I write for The Guardian, I've written for Stylist. I also work for Radio 2 and Radio 4. The first piece I ever wrote was at university for the student magazine, and I was always interested in the human condition and exploring that experience. And then I eventually got into print journalism a few years later after I left university, when I started freelancing for ML magazine, the British Muslim lifestyle magazine. And from then I was offered the job of deputy editor. I was there for 3.5 years. That's where I really got to grips with writing, because I was writing all the time. I was editing, I was sub-editing, I was proofing, and I was writing about things that I'd never really thought about writing before. So I grew in that role as well, and I just networked like crazy because it was celebrating Muslim lifestyle and celebrating lives and talking about contributions that people are making. So there are artists, there are musicians, there are educators, people who work in charities. I found that really enriching, and it helped me actually later on when I went mainstream. So when I left ML magazine, so I started writing for The Guardian, and my first piece was about hijabi headbangers, because I just wanted to talk about Muslim women who are really into rock music and heavy metal. And it was something that was light-hearted, it was fun, but it was also about identity and lifestyle and trying to broaden the narrative around Muslims. So as a freelancer, it's great because I can work on lots of different projects. I also am a director of communications for a Muslim organisation called Exploring Islam Foundation. And the first one that we did was called Inspired by Muhammad, and it was launched in 2010. The take-up of it was incredible. It wasn't just national, it went global. We focused on women's rights, social justice and caring for the environment. These topics people often don't really associate with Muslims and Islam. And so it was nice to raise awareness about what Muslims care about and what our principles are. And these are all derived from our role model, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And the coverage actually extended for years, so it was really exciting to see the impact of such a positive PR campaign. And we were constructing our own media space. The media can often be a reactionary model. Like, there are a lot of negative headlines out there and stereotypes and slurs around Muslims and Islam, and also just around faith generally. So for me, it's really important to open up that discussion. My vision is to write about faith in a really beautiful, dynamic, inclusive way. Previously, it was often the men who were speaking on behalf of the whole communities, but now women are talking about issues that affect us, and also they're very powerful and pertinent voices, and they are essential to reflect our communities. One of the biggest challenges that I had to face was having to go on Newsnight after the Charlie Hebdo massacre. So I was called just a few hours before I was meant to go on TV and asked, can you please come on and talk about the British Muslim response? So I was trying to weigh up, should I go on this? And I thought that the need should really outweigh the fear, because it was really important to have a sane voice on there. And I said that I felt a triple hurt as a Westerner, as a journalist and as a Muslim. The feedback was quite positive about that. So yeah, in the end it worked out for the best, and I've had to do other TV interviews as well. It's a good thing that they're reaching out to people to speak on these issues, because they are really, really sensitive and controversial issues. It's challenging, it's fun, it's exciting, it's unpredictable. I feel like I've got loads of opportunities. I think the challenges make you grow, and the opportunities are there for the taking. So I love what I do. I'm really passionate about what I do. And the most important thing for me is connecting with other people. If something I've written or something I've said will resonate with someone in their hearts, then I've won. I'm just so grateful to Allah. He's really given me so many blessings in my life. Advice for anyone going into the media: do not be daunted. You've got to work with your passions and never ever give up. One of my biggest pieces of advice is networking and building relationships and building trust, because they open up so many doorways. And also you have to be really confident in yourself and in what you want to achieve. Read non-stop, explore non-stop, grow and develop and evolve all the time. And that really will help any field that you want to go into, particularly media.